So about my deadbolt lock that I just discovered um, is messed up. The key no longer fits in there. Uh, the tumbler is messed up. Like someone was sticking something in there to try to maybe pick lock it or maybe just destroy it intentionally. I usually sleep in the living room. I have been for a couple of months already. Yesterday I slept in the bedroom. Um, so I mean, it's obvious that um, whoever did that was aware that I was sleeping in the bedroom. Um, the only way for someone to know that is maybe to be watching me in my home in a hidden video camera. You know, as intuitive as I am, I have a good idea of what's going on around me and whether that is possible or not. But I've mentioned it before. It's not like it's an issue that I haven't addressed, because I have, but it seems whatever I do address, and regardless of how serious it is, it's not good enough. Even if it's a life and death situation, regarding my safety or my mother's safety. Being that she's here alone sometimes, and in the environment that we live in presently, because it wasn't like this before. Back in 2013, it was how it used to be. I mean, there was probably little changes back then, but after Operation Tidal Wave, it just seemed that the city just changed, and not for the better, but for the worse. I mean, the whole demographic here changed. You see people here I see people here that, I had never seen before. A lot more foreign nationals are here. A lot more newcomers. Like I had said, even the Montebello School District is closed. I mean, how long has school been in session? Since September? There's no school. There's no Montebello Intermediate School. There's no Montebello High School. As for the elementary schools, I have no idea if they're in session or not, which is really odd because in my whole 45 years living here on and off, I've never experienced that. A whole school district shutting down and children not attending school. It almost seems like there's an absence of teenagers and children here. When I think about it, I mean, really, I really don't see that many children here in the city. I mean, you go to the market, just go out, wherever, to the convenience stores. You don't see too many children. You see teenagers, and these teenagers that are here in the city, honestly, just my opinion, they're kind of shady, and I don't think they were raised here. I think that they are newcomers. I was just watching a video of home surveillance video of someone down the street, right here up the street on 10th Street, that was taken probably about 2 months ago, and there was multiple incidences that people coming up and down the block, breaking into cars, car chases, groups of teenagers on bikes, riding around like at all hours of the morning, just doing the obvious, breaking into cars and stealing things around homes and stuff. But another, the thing that bugs me the most is I can't depend on Montebello Police Department, because Montebello Police Department I feel, in my opinion, it's my opinion that they are the ones responsible for everything that's happening. Um, I've went to Montebello Police Department and I've reported things that were important to me. Things that were missing here in my home. The concern of my mother being here alone and lack of police presence on this block. I mean, I have video surveillance of kids trying to be intimidating. When I say kids, I mean teenagers, high school children trying to be intimidating. Coming up to my sliding window, stealing brooms, and attempting to walk into the driveway, and then seeing the surveillance camera on the side of the building, which is not activated right now. I don't have that activated. I don't even see the purpose of having any kind of home surveillance, really, because it just seems that whenever I did have it, and someone wanted to come in my home, the electricity would just get turned off, and that's how they bypass the home security. Just like when I started live streaming my home surveillance here on YouTube. I mean, a couple of times I came home, and I would have the intros cut, or I'd have certain things that I said cut, edited. There would be like a few nights ago, I came home and when I press go live, you'll see me walking out the door. That wasn't there in one of the videos that I recorded. And when I was looking at the video, reviewing it, my video camera lens was smeared as if someone wiped it with their finger or their thumb or whatever. But not only that, when I was reviewing it, the video was like 2 hours, and that made me wonder what was going on. And I think I may have sent YouTube a message in regarding that video, but when I came back, it was how long it was supposed to be, 3 hours plus minutes or something like that. But it's just things that are questionable, like like when I was here the other night, and there was a lot of noise going on upstairs, and clicks in the walls and in my appliances when they ain't even connected. I mean, I don't have power going to my air conditioner. I don't have power going to my TV at night. I don't have power going to my microwave at night. I unplug everything, and but still they're clicking like there's some kind of electric mechanism in there, clicking or activating something. I mean, I don't know how many things can it possibly be, really? What, a video surveillance camera hidden, maybe a microphone being activated. I don't know, maybe some kind of release mechanism or something. I have no idea. I mean, really, but I'm sure if I was to remove these items and dismantle them, I'm sure I'd find something, or some kind of tampering done to them. There's a new hole in the back of my entertainment center that we didn't put there. I had this TV mounted onto the wall, and I know the holes that are on there. There would be no reason to have a hole that low on my wall, and especially with the round circle around it, like there was some kind of reinforcement to hold the wall while the hole went in. I mean, while the hole was being made. I mean, I know when someone's in my home. I know when someone's in my home. I know, what I find. I find secretions all over. I found blood, like on the leg of my table, dried up. I found like people coat the table with, whatever it is, a substance, a secretion, whatever. It's there, and I know it's there. because I find it and then I have to clean it. And not only does it ruin my furniture, it's just invasion of privacy and destruction of private property. And I mean, what are the intentions behind it? To contaminate our food. I never have I ever looked at a block of cheese before and seen like mold with fingerprints on it. You know what I mean? We don't touch our cheese like that with dirty hands. I mean, that was after we started examining our food every time we use it. But you could tell it was tampered with. It had discoloration. It had a mold on it, like someone tampered with it. And you just know that there's a possibility that people are contaminating the food, which I'm certain they are. And I think that's like their main goal is to contaminate the food, to make it sick or whatever purposes they use it for. Spreading secretions and and whatnot. I mean, I wrote about it. I wrote about what they're used for. Within like witchcraft and the psychic realm. I described it, and everything that I know, the knowledge that I have, is because I've experienced it. I learned it. And it's usually from people trying to do it to me that I've learned it, because I have no interest in that. I don't need to spread a secretion anywhere to go find out what's going on. I work with spirit, and I'm talking about the Holy Spirit. That's the source I use. I don't need to get anybody or have anybody volunteer to let me use their spirit to go find out information. I find it out however I want it, but it's rare that I want to find out anything about anybody. I don't really have no interest in anybody that much to want to go invade their privacy. I mean, what do I want to know? I mean, I don't have no intentions of going and trying to kill them or anything, or make them sick, or break in their home, or trying to find the private information. But at the same time, like I said, those secretions are spirit, and those spirits, when you have clairaudience, those spirits will report everything that you want to know. For instance, my identity got stolen. And I had a social worker tell me that she sees in her system that I've been approved for SDI, and I had just applied. How often does a SDI get approved that quick? You know what I mean? I mean, I never applied for SDI, but yet I'm approved for $245 a week for SDI, which sounds great, but I'm not disabled, and I didn't apply, so I have no idea what that. And I mean, I can't even get through to SDI. Every time I call SDI, it says that their operators are busy. Call back later. I got a call back from a number, but I can't seem to find that on my cell phone. Even that gets intruded on. I know people have access to my cell phone as well, just like my computer. Like the other day when I was going to record all that activity, noise activity that was happening here, as soon as I thought about it and as soon as I jumped on my computer, I lost my internet connection. It was no longer available. I couldn't stream nothing. As soon as I posted the link to the live stream on my profile, and I was gonna post it onto the Homeland Security profile, it just went out. I couldn't get Twitter. Twitter was not available. I turned my router on and off, and still nothing. It's like I was just totally blocked out of my own internet connection. And I mean, even the internet provider is in question too. I mean, it has been for a while. I had got a letter too from our previous internet provider, and they did confirm that there was hacking going on, and people were hacking our computer connection, and it was under investigation, which I haven't heard nothing from. I haven't heard nothing of till now. But other than that, I mean, when your home's intruded in. I mean, you know where you put stuff. You know what goes on in your home. I mean, especially when you've been here for a while. I mean, and you're comfortable here. You know where you put stuff. You know where stuff goes. And you know, it just seems like the Montevideo Police Department don't want to believe anything I say. Anything. I mean, anything. Even if it was whatever it regards, they don't want to believe anything. I'm always in question. They always second guess me. And apparently they know for certain that I'm the one in the wrong. I'm the one that's the person of interest, or it's my fault that I'm the one provoking, or I'm the one that I'm the perpetrator in any situation, whether I call them or not. And that's been going on since like 2013. 2013, I got arrested, and I called the police. And I was just worried about the safety of my child, who was just born. She was only probably about a week. And there was possibly some symptoms that women face after they have a child. That makes them a little unstable. Whatever it was. I mean, I'm not going to call the cops if it's my fault. You know what I mean? If I have a reason and I have evidence that it ain't my fault, and if I'm calling, especially for the well-being of my child, I mean, that's mainly the basic reason. I mean, why would I even get myself in trouble? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. But nothing is strong enough, whether I have proof or not. Just like the entrance in my closet. I mean, I brought it up. I brought it up to the landlord. Previously, before that issue, the entrance in my closet, the whole ceiling was half of the ceiling was taken out and then put back and replastered. Before that incident, before I found out about that, there was an incident that I was smelling these odors coming from my closet. And so I called the landlord and asked if he could go find out, if there's something leaking in the closet, or something in the closet that might be smelling, causing an odor. And he said he went upstairs and he checked and there was nothing there. He came back down, and both of us stood in front of our closet and looked up at our closet. And our closet has as you can see, that popcorn, I think it's called popcorn, texture on there. Well, that's exactly how my ceiling was in my closet. The whole ceiling. We both stood there and looked at it, and he's all, I can't see anywhere that there would be any kind of leaking or smell coming from. I mean, I'm looking and there's no cracks, there's no anything. There's no I can't see anywhere that it would even be in question. And I couldn't say nothing because he was right. There was nothing that I could see either that would that I could possibly say that it's coming from there. It was just straight popcorn texture. Untouched, just nothing, not even a stain. There wasn't even a stain on there. So it was about maybe 4 months later, 5 months later, maybe, that I was working a lot. I was always at work. I never really came home and inspected anything. But one day I had looked in my closet up at the ceiling. I think because I smelled an odor again, or I heard noise tapping inside my closet, and I looked up, And that's when I noticed that the whole ceiling, half of the ceiling in my closet was taken out and put back. Um, I confronted the landlord, but he has a different opinion on that. He says that it was a water leak from years ago, but there was never a water leak in the closet upstairs. There was a water leak in my closet, but the water leak wasn't coming from the ceiling because there's no water pipes in the ceiling. Water pipes don't run in ceilings. Water pipes run through the walls. And I remember he had removed a section of the wall from the side of my closet, but that's what I remember. There was no reason, especially within that 5 months that we had that discussion about there being a source of any kind of smell or leaking coming from, that he did any kind of work. So I mean, that's a mystery. Really, I mean, it ain't a mystery. I know exactly what went on, but as far as that, it just seems that the neighbors upstairs are always being protected, are always being. I mean, shit. I've been here for consecutive years, probably about 15 consecutive years here. They've been here. He's lived here with his brother next door in the top apartment back in probably the 90s. That's how I know him. But as soon as he moved in, it's just it's been problems. And he's only been here for about maybe a little more than 2 years already. And I never had problems with him before, but all of a sudden it just seems like it's a job for him to do what he does. Whether it's looking out for other people or letting people know when the coast is clear or whatever. I have no idea, but all I know is I'm the one that has a restraining order. And he's never in question, ever, with the police department. I've been reporting everything here in the city of Montebello since 2016. You can read it on my blog. All the unusual activity here that was going on. I mean, even the issue with my bed. I had a brand new bed, and all of a sudden, it's not like I'm here all day. It's not like I was here all day. I was always at work. Slept on my bed for maybe 4 to 5 hours a day, if even that. And all of a sudden, I noticed that my bed was broken. It was sunken in. It was dirty. It was like it was in an alley. Same material and everything. I really don't think it was my bed. Could have been switched out, and I think that is the case. That it probably was switched out because that wasn't. I don't think that was my bed. My bed couldn't took that much wear and tear in the amount of time I had it. This was I bought it in 2016, and I had to throw it out in 2017 because it was just ridiculous, destroyed. Blood stains on it. I mean, I can't even recall bleeding anywhere in my room. But like I said, regardless of what I say or report to Montebello Police Department, nothing is strong enough for them to investigate or even have any kind of concern. But if it was their family, it wouldn't even need to get to that point. Probably a minor little complaint would have them investigating right away. But as far as my family, yeah, it's just we're excluded from the 14th Amendment, and in this city. So I have to constantly contact or tweet the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department because they're the nearest law enforcement other than Montebello. and it's not their jurisdiction. But at the same time, I've seen the woman who looks at Montebello Police Department's tweets, and I tweeted about her. She's just an obnoxious, rude, taunting police officer, immature. Uh, I don't know. She just gave me problems the last time she came here. I still see her driving around patrolling. Um, I don't know what's up with these police officers. I mean, I don't know what their intentions are. I have a good idea what they are, but it just seems too outlandish. But apparently, it's not. So I don't even hesitate in posting anything that sounds kind of unlikely or outlandish or unusual. I still post it, regardless of how ridiculous it may sound. But yeah, that's about it. I'm just rambling on now, so I'm gonna let you go. But thank you for listening.